Good morning. Today is the 3rd of October 2023, my dad's birthday, and he passed away a few years ago, so it's always a sad day. But anyway, I'm sure you won't want me dwelling over him on his birthday, but just, where's my mouse? Here we go. So I'm just looking at the economic calendar today, just to point out that at 10 AM it is job openings, so be a bit wary at that time in an hour's time. And we've got a few other crude oil not too after the market closes, and that's it for today really. Any news tomorrow? We've got some news at 10 again tomorrow as well, so just be wary at 10 AM today. On my screen at the moment is the MES S&P Micro E-minis. It's the futures, and we're currently looking at the 1 hour time frame, and you can see on the 1 hour time frame we're in a downtrend. We've broken this pivot, so confirm downtrend. And let's get my pen open, and you can see we were putting in this bit of a head and shoulders pattern last week. We pulled up, put an inverse head and shoulders pattern here, and then we've got the neckline. It's a loose head and shoulders pattern, but the neckline is there. It's pulled back out in the post market, and we've broken through the pivot. So potentially we're looking pretty weak at the moment. We had a big pullback. I was unwell yesterday, so I didn't really watch the market. I took one little tiny scalp trade in the morning, and then I went to bed. I was in bed for almost 18 hours. Feeling better, a bit better today. So that's the area I was previously watching, yesterday's lows, but we've broken through that area already. And so the next area to watch on the MES or the ES is this demand zone, and that is around 42.77 through to 42.86. Excuse me. Still a little bit under the weather, as you can probably tell. So my first watch today will be this area here for a potential bounce. 42.77.50 is that low pivot from Wednesday, and 42.86 is the bodies of these candles from Wednesday as well. So this is the area I'm watching, so I'll be waiting for confirmation because we're quite close to that area already, so it'd be a higher potentially higher risk because it's such a big zone, but we're waiting for confirmation. A candle like this, two bottom tail candles would be exactly what you're looking for, or something a bit like that where we've got bottom tail, bottom tail, bottom tail, and then a breakout. Looking at the fibs, if we were to look for a potential rejection area, the 618 is at 43.20 and the 50% is at 43.14, and happens to be right on this point of control as well, where we've got highly congested volume, which is this orange line through the middle. So potentially this could be an area of rejection if this is actually a bottom pivot we're seeing right now. So let's just mark that up on the chart. You know what, I'll leave that there. I'll leave the fibs in. That's it really. Other bounces, that's the only bounce I'm watching. There's not much, because if we get right down here then we've got a big gap. So going back up for rejections, bear in mind we're in a daily downtrend and an hourly downtrend right now. So potential rejection is this area here we just discussed, 43.15 area. And potentially if we get back up to the pre-market highs, I'll be looking to reject 43.35. We've got the 50, it's now changed from a rise in 50 to a decline in 50 moving average, and we've got the decline in 200 moving average as well. So if we were to go for a rejection, that may be a higher probability because we are in a downtrend. Let's just take a quick look at the daily. So definitely in a daily downtrend. Potentially we've got this flag pattern, and we've just tried to break that flag pattern. We'll see what the rest of the day brings, but it's interesting to see we've got a bottom tail, indecisive candle with another bottom tail yesterday. It tried to retest the low, it didn't quite get down there, and then we had that rally at the end of the day as well yesterday. So it's difficult to make a call which direction it wants to go. You could say that's a bear flag and we're just about to break down from it, but we are on the 200 moving average as well on the daily, and if we do break this area for low, then our next area to watch for will be this demand zone about here, and we've got this higher concentrated volume as well. So this entire, let's just make that, so this entire area is a higher concentrated volume area as well, so that potentially could be a bounce, and that goes right down to 4200. So just recap the levels for MES today. We're looking for a higher probability but with confirmation bounce at this point here, which is 42.86, 42.8675, but potentially watching for a bounce. If we don't see confirmation, we push right down. 42.77 is a potential bounce area, but all of this is a demand zone going back several months. Next bounce, that one's gone, and then we're looking for a rejection either on the fibs area around 43.13 through to 43.20, or we're looking for a rejection up 43.35. So that's really what I'm watching for today. Okay, let's take a look at SPY. Pretty much the same. So we've got this demand zone down here, and so 423 is a potential bounce, as well as 422.30. Rejections, got the best area of rejections got to be the pre-market highs at 428, nice round number as well. And okay, if we do see a bit of a rally and we see it break through, it's got to get through the 50 moving average. We also watch for a break and retest, and that's the same as the ES as well. So we're watching basically for a break or a rejection. And that's it really, there's not much really on this chart. We've got lots of volume around this area at 427, so we could potentially see a rejection. Just put the fibs in, and we're assuming that's our low, and the fibs happens to be right at this concentrated volume area as well. So 427 could be a potential rejection area. So looking at Qs, doesn't seem as weak as SPY or ES. If we draw our trend line, it's broken down through that trend line, and you can see it's come back up and retested the tops of this trend line. Potentially this area 357 as a potential bounce area, and then we've got 351.30 to 352 for potential bounce, and rejections, it's got to be up here off of the 200 moving average about 362. So they're the areas to watch on Qs. Nasdaq, same. This area up here at 15, about 15,000. That's a nice round number, psychological number. That's probably why we've not been able to really break through that area. So that's a potential rejection area as well, especially if we're just going to be playing this range for the next few days or so. And then potential bounce will be this area here, 14.817, and we could say also 14.700, and we've got this demand zone down here at 14.600. But that is the most likely rejection area, 15,000, nice round number, if we can get back up there. And then very quickly on to oil. So one of my alerts, when I was in bed ill yesterday, one of my alerts went off, and I wanted it to alert me when it broke down below, I think it was down below here, and it's coming into this area. I was particularly looking for maybe an intraday or just a long play. Hasn't quite got down to level I want it to get. 87.40 I'm watching for a potential bounce, and based on this area where it consolidated, so basically we're looking for a break and retest of that area for another long. Preferably down here would be 82.34. If we can come all the way back down to this area, it will happen to be the 50 moving average as well, and we can bounce, so it might make a nice swing play. So this is the daily chart on MCL. On the hourly, look at that. So these lines are pre-drawn and been there for some time, and it came exactly down onto that 87.80 area, and we came down. That was a bottom a couple of days ago, hit that level up here, 91.88, and totally outright rejected it. So if we get back up to this area, 90.50 potential, and it's just, we got the decline in 50, and we've got the 200 moving average, so potential rejection off of here, which is the bottoms of these candles and the tops of these candles as well. So it's an area of confluence as well. Otherwise, a better, higher probability rejection will be at 91.88 through to 91.77, and that's when the last time we was up there we saw this big move down. What are we looking at for a bounce? I think I still quite like it coming back down into this area here for a potential bounce in demand zone, and we've got this area where it consolidated for a few days. We didn't quite make it there, but we were close. So 87.40 through to 87.80. This is the area to wait. So it's already touched one of the zones. I think that's it really. I think the daily is the best one to look at on here. It makes it a bit clearer. We have broken, what's that, a year high. We've made almost, we've broken yearly highs on this already, so it's looking pretty strong. And this is probably just a bit of a pullback. This is the area we want to watch for, as we discussed, and that's, so when you zoom out and take a look at it, you can see this higher concentrated volume, and you've got the bottoms of candles here, so it was the floor, then it became the ceiling, and it consolidated around here for half a year, and then it's just been in this range now for the rest of the time, and it's only just broken out of this range and pushed up. So that's why I quite like the idea of it coming back down to this area for potential move up. And I think that's it really. I'm going to go back to MES. Just a quick short video today. There's not many levels today, to be honest. Back down that level, yeah. I still quite like the bounce off of 42.77, and I like the rejection up here at 42.35. They're the two areas I'm watching for. Okay, thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps you. If you like the video, hit the like button and trade some.